It's your girl Davi L. Welcome back. I appreciate you being here. I'm in a lax mood because we're talking about something real lax. We're talking about moon energy. The moon, all things moon. I mean, all things is subjective, but as an intuitive astrologer, I just want to vibe with y'all and give y'all a 411 on the moon energy and how to tap in. And I'm not talking rituals and all of that. However, take it how you want, but it's really about nurturing yourself. Your moon energy, your moon sign within your birth chart, because we all have birth chart, and each birth chart has all 12 signs within them, planets and all that affecting all of it. There's so much going on in our birth charts. It could tell us so much. But moon energy, moon is that girl. Goddess of the moon is that girl. She just wants us to tap into our needs, tap into what it is that we actually require in order for us to feel good. And that sounds so cliche sometimes. However, in this day and age, people are actually tapping into feelings, and men and people are feeling like they can express and really speak about what they feel, which I love. I love this. It's just about going deep, feeling deeply what it is just you need to feel, understanding even the ways that you may have wanted to be nurtured, whether it's as a child, young adult, whatever the case may be, and you never really got it. Doesn't mean that you not getting it isn't something you can't sit on. You should actually sit and reflect on how every, for example, adult was in your life and what you may have wanted or expected out of them because of society, because of what you actually just craved because you saw them give it to another sibling, for example, or a cousin. There's that. And then there's just understanding how you can give it to yourself. Moon energy is point all the fingers, do all the things, but it's still a reflection on how you can still show up for you, and it's never too late. And so showing up for you, whether that means, still, the current was kind of blocking the brightness, even though it's literally cloudy out. You have the right to show up for you, to nurture you, to love on you, to give you what you look for outside of yourself. That's why whatever sign and house your moon sign lives in is so important. Understanding why you do the shit that you do, why you decide to move how you move, because our feelings, regardless of how much we want to mute them, they're alive, baby. They running shit. Whether you want to give them outright permission or your feelings are hidden in anger, in control, in a level of sarcasm, snarky, know-it-all, whatever the fucking case may be, it stems from somewhere. Moon energy likes that you know how to tap into your childhood, know how to tap into your life experiences so that you can learn. Okay, as, I don't know, the youngest sibling, as an example, I saw my siblings get a certain treatment, and yeah, I got all the attention, but I was babied. And now when I'm living alone, I'm just coming up with this on the fly, this example on the fly. Now that I live alone, I actually hate it. And I don't like alone time because I had all my siblings, plus I had my parents babying me. And so now I'm in a place where I don't like to be alone. I don't like my own alone time. And it's getting to the root of that, but then also pouring into you so much that you start to love your own company. And you start to rely on you and believe in you. And yeah, you can call your parents and your siblings to help you, but you also believe that you can do it. And so challenging yourself, if you're in a situation, to rely on you. And yeah, cry it out because it's annoying. That's an example I'm just coming up with, but it's give yourself permission to feel and then see how you can love on you. It's so important. And it's not just about the sentimental sides of you. Sometimes what we need is to be out and about, is to sit in grass and connect, is to actually put ourselves around people, because maybe it was the opposite for you. You grew up completely in solitude, and so now it's uncomfortable for you to be around people, so you have to push yourself. Everyone's story is different. That's why it's hard to give these examples, and I love that everyone's story is different because it's real, it's raw. Moon energy understands that, and so it wants to encourage you to tap in and understand your needs, because your needs will help you to get to your goals, will help you to challenge yourself more. If you're just muting your emotions or just acting like they're not there, you're giving yourself a harder route to get to where you need to get to sometimes. There's different factors that can come in. However, you have the ability to understand yourself, learn yourself, know that the nurturing you didn't get, yeah, it hurt you and it frustrated you, but maybe the person that hurt and frustrated you, there's not really a way to talk to them because they don't want to talk, or because they're just not in your life anymore. And so now you have to pour into you. When you are thinking to yourself, what fulfills me? You should be able to answer that fast enough, right? You should be able to, of course, take a moment to think, but like know yourself so well that you can at least articulate, like, maybe I didn't get a lot of hugs, so I actually like to give myself hugs and to hold myself, or to give myself a weighted blanket, because that satisfies my craving. And maybe I don't need outside attention, but I crave it so much because I didn't really get much attention. Like, be so real and raw with yourself and then give it to yourself. That's what moon energy wants for all of us, honestly, in different ways. All of our charts are different, of course. So like I said, the examples can only go so far. You know your life, you know how you were raised. And we'll say, well, and some of us will be like, well, I don't know my needs. I'm not sure what I need. Challenge yourself to get to know it. Challenge yourself in the moment where you're angry. Ask yourself, what's going on? What am I angry about? Because I, for one, believe that our anger, it's really sadness and discomfort being masked, oh, my baby girl. It's really just this thing where sadness is hidden in the frustration. We're angry. We want people to show up because we're scared that people don't want to show up for us, or, there's some hidden things, right? Whether you want to admit it or not. So, hey, look, none of my business. But there is just this beauty in getting to know what it is that you truly need from your own damn self. And that's from going through the challenging times where you didn't get what you need from the other people that you expected. Society will make you expect some things. What do you do from here on out, right? And so another thing I wanted to mention too is, once you do understand yourself and your moon sign, you can also follow the moon and what sign the moon is in every 2.5 days, basically. And I know that can feel like a lot, like, well, it changes signs every 2.5 days. That's a lot. But especially in a moment where you're not sure what action to take, the moon can guide you. There's a lot of times we'll already slip into the energy. Like, if the moon is in Aries is an energy that's very like, let's get stuff done. Let's get this project done, And so that's a good moon to understand, okay, I may not have moon in Aries in my birth chart, but since this energy is prominent right now, because the moon is actually in that energy, that means that my vibe right now, I can lift it up and I can find ways to take action on certain areas of my life. Like, utilize. Goddess of the Moon's like, utilize me. Look at the sign that I'm in and see how that correlates. If the moon is in Libra, how can you bring more harmony into your relationships, into your life? Maybe that's a time where you want to have a meeting with that person because you understand that the moon will support that energy as best as it can, right? And of course, there's other factors, but that's something that we all can use as a tool. The more comfortable we get with the moon, the more we can understand how we can harness the energy. And it doesn't have to be rituals. It's just a natural, like, okay, this is the sign you're in. Okay, let me figure that out. If it's Capricorn, then it's like, what emotional thing can you tap into that you feel you have to be perfect in, but you're going to challenge yourself not to be perfect, because Capricorn like public recognition, for people to clap for them. And maybe that's a time for you to dive in and to call yourself out when you feel your need for people's approval, want for compliments to come up. You can catch that. Like, there's ways to utilize these energies, especially when you feel like you need some guidance. As your astrologer, if you don't come to me, or you don't go to your tarot reader, for example, or you believe in something else, you go to your pastor, whatever the case may be, do that. But then when it comes time to rely on yourself, you have tools. Your birth chart's there for you. And then the moon changes cycles. There are a bunch of apps and websites that will help you to understand, what sign is the moon in. Oh, the moon is in Pisces. Okay, I am really emotional and really wanting to get a man or woman's attention, or they them's attention. I gotta pipe down, and my illusions are taking over and making me want to go to this club, even though I said I'm done with clubs. You know what I mean? Like, there's tools, there's ways to get to know how to utilize and harness the energy that we have around us. It just takes practice, and it takes a level of effort going on the website and be like, okay, even though my moon is in Cancer, but the moon right now is in Taurus. So Cancer, Taurus, okay, how do I, as an emotional being that likes stability, but then Taurus is real stubborn and all that. Okay, so maybe I shouldn't remodel my home right now because that stubborn energy could come in and it can make me real emotional. Instead, let me X, Y, and Z. You know, it's like learning to pivot, learning to use what you have, but don't be such a stickler. You know, if the day goes on and you're like, oh, it's moon in Aries and I didn't take any action, maybe you took action spiritually and you meditated and you made sure you meditate because you haven't been meditating, right? Or the action is to take a break. That's action. Okay, because you're always on go mode. Sometimes it's just applying it how you need to. But there's support all around us, you know? And so I wanted to share this and just say, like, your needs can be met. It's just getting to know yourself. And your birth chart has so many answers. Plus, the planets and what they're doing now want to guide us constantly. It just may feel like it's a lot of information to digest. And so look it up. Find ways. Reach out to me. Message me, you know? Like, it's okay to feel, it's okay to process. It's just sometimes we need a little support. We need a little bit of like the planets and all of that to be like, hey, look, how can I tap way more into what I need to tap into? And the answers are in front of you if you want them to be, you know? And so I just wanted to share this and let you know that there's options. But even me today, right now, actually, it's moon in Aries for me. And I found myself recording for y'all and getting a lot more work done. And maybe that's something I do all the time. But the energy, I could pick back up and get things done in a way that really empowered me. And so there's just beautiful ways to actually tap into you and to utilize the universe, to utilize the energies that we have around us from a wholesome place. It doesn't have to be do this and do that. It's just naturally, intuitively, what do you feel when the moon is X, Y, and Z? What your birth chart tells you about your moon sign. What do you feel is necessary? Do you need a journal? Do you need to hug yourself? Do you need to talk to somebody because you're not used to talking to somebody? You need to talk to social media because you're against it. But in reality, a lot of people can relate to you and you don't believe that. And so you have to give it a try, whatever the case may be. That is up to you to decide. But just wanted to be that reminder for you. Your moon sign, moon energy in general is here for you. Okay, so I wanted to give a light example on moon energy, but I want to go more in depth because I know this is a very important topic that I do not play about. I love moon energy. I'm very tapped into my moon sign. Anyway, like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for being here. And if you do not comment, subscribe, and all that, I still appreciate you being here, making it this far. Thank you so much for your time. And I will absolutely see you on the next one. Okay, bye.